All right. Hello, ladies. Happy Tuesday. Um, y'all just bear with me for a minute. So today I'm talking about showing up in the hard seasons. And I can speak on this because I'm in a hard season right now. I'm just going to be really, I know, Krista. That's probably why the computer wasn't working. I'm just going to be real vulnerable with you guys right now because that is one of my key points. Um, I just came back from the grocery store. I took the girls. They told me they were going to go and get some snacks. Um, they came out of the grocery store with a buggy full of groceries, y'all. We didn't have any food in my refrigerator. Um, I sold too many packs yesterday and bought enough food to make dinner tonight. And I'll just be real with you. When I made the plates, and my daughter asked me if that's all that there was, it literally broke my heart. There's something about being a mom, and when you can't give your babies the things that they need, it's got a way of really breaking you. And don't get me wrong, they're teenagers, they're older, and they have jobs, but just seeing them walk out of that store with that grocery cart full of groceries, it broke me, y'all. I can't even lie to you. And it wasn't even a matter of them doing it, because they did that out of I never once said, hey, we need grocery, let's go buy groceries. They did that because they seen me struggling and they wanted to help me, and my daughter got upset because I started crying. Y'all know me, I'm crying right now. But my daughter got upset because she thought I was mad at her, and I was like, it's not even that, baby. It's just the fact that I'm your mom and you're buying groceries for our house. So I just want to encourage you guys to show up in the hard seasons, because if y'all know, most y'all know me, y'all know it's hard for me to just say the things that are going on in my life. It's hard. It's always been hard for me to do that, and I'm learning more and more every day. But I know that vulnerability is power. And I was on MJ's huddle tonight, and she was talking about that, talking about showing up on I'm sorry, showing up, and talking about the real things and how it's important. But I want to touch on, how do you show up when it's hard? How do you show up in the hard seasons? Because I've been there before and I've shut down. We're all human when we're going through things. I mean, look at Shakira. She's just went through so much. It's easy to just shut down and not show up when life is happening. It's so easy to do. So I just want to first say that you have to give yourself grace. And I'm learning that every day. I'm learning to give myself grace, because yes, it hurt my pride that my babies walked out with that cart of groceries, but it also made me so dang proud, so proud, because they could have did anything with their money and they chose to step up. So I had to give myself grace in knowing that I'm doing something right. I'm doing something right, and I'm showing those girls something. So just know that, give yourself grace. I also put on here to fill your cup first. I'll be honest with you, the last few days I've slacked on my self-development because I haven't been filling my self cup. I was sitting in my pity. I mean, I was showing up, I was halfway showing up, but I've been sitting in my pity, all the things going on. And all the things, and God keeps checking me. He'll show me different people's lives, different people's situations, to let me know, hey, Tisa, check yourself, girl. Somebody else is going through something. Somebody else is going through something so much worse, So make sure that you're filling your cup, whether it's a podcast, whether it's worship music, whatever you need to do. If you don't on the Wake Up with Jesus Zoom, honey, I'm telling you, you need to get on it, because even when I don't feel like it, even when I'm like this, like, forget this, I don't even want to show up, I will still cut that on. And I'll hear Lori talking, and it's like every time it's speaking right to me every time. So fill your cup. Second is fill it. You have to feel it. You can't fake it to make it. You can't blow it off. Like, I have to allow myself to have this moment where I'm breaking down and crying with you guys. And that's growth for me, that I can even get on here and share this with you, ladies. Like, that's growth, because I've always been a suffering silence person. But you have to feel the things, whatever it is, whether it's anger, frustration, worry, all of it. You have to feel it, process it, and don't sit in it. And then you have to talk about it. Vulnerability is power. And I feel so empowered right now, just even sharing this with you, because I know that we don't all share our struggles, but I know that somebody's probably went through something similar to what I've went through tonight. It may, your kids might not have been buying the groceries, but somebody's been through some struggles, so share those struggles. And then I also wanted to touch on planning ahead. So these are just some tangible tips on how we can show up in the hard seasons, because like I said, it's hard to. You don't always feel like it. You don't always, have the energy or have the motivation or anything like that. So how can you show up in the hard seasons? Plan ahead. So you can plan your week ahead, you can plan your day ahead, plan your month. We always do weekly planning. Chris is always doing batch content, batch posting. Like, it literally helps. It may seem like redundant, or you might feel like you don't have anything, like brain dump, because I'm telling you, on those days when it's hard, you need it. Today I didn't do anything all day, ladies. I even went back to bed, but I had some posts that I had already made, and I had plenty of pictures, and I had content that I had already created, and I put those up, and I put that in my story, and I went back to bed, and it's okay. I'm giving myself grace today to be in my mess, and I did that, but I planned ahead. Be intentional and be reasonable. Like, I knew that I wasn't in any shape to get on a live. I knew that I wasn't in any shape to go face to face on my stories. So you have to know when you can do things, and you have to know how to be intentional in doing them. So if you're in those bad moments, if you're having that hard time struggling, and you're going to be a hot mess trying to show up, or that what you're going to put out isn't going to be genuine to how you feel, don't do it. Don't do it, because people, they recognize that. I'm super emotional. I always have been. People feed off my energy in my stories. They feed off my energy in my lives. And I'm not going to get on there and be fake. I did that with another company, and it felt gross, and I'll never do it again. I told myself I fought too hard to find out who Tisa is to go back to do anything that's not intentional. So make sure that you're being intentional and being reasonable with yourself. You can't do all the things all the time. Your best is going to look different every single day. And if you're in a hard season, your best may not be to go live on all platforms. It may not be to show up in your face-to-face in your stories that day. Your best may be to put up the content that you had already made and do what you need to do to fill your cup behind the scenes. So just know that. Second, I put reach out because you're never alone. And for me, that's a hard one. And I'm learning that more and more every day. And I'm so thankful for you ladies, because y'all have taught me that. For so long I watched, I joined, and, I went fast or whatever, and then life happened and I kind of backed out, but I watched every single one of y'all show up every single day, and you got real with your stuff, and you were being vulnerable, and you were sharing, and it made me feel safe enough to do so. Because I'll tell you right now, this time last year, I wouldn't have been able to tell y'all that. I wouldn't have been able to tell you the things that are going on with my heart, but this has been a safe space to do so. So make sure you reach out to your upline, your sideline, all the lines. I love you guys so much, and I'm so, so thankful for the sisterhood. It's so beyond money. It's for these moments right here, because I could do anything. Literally, I've worked so many jobs, and I've been torn, because I'm like, God, if this is where I'm supposed to be, I need you to show me. And every time, I'll be real with you, every time I've went to go to apply for a job, it's fell through. My car broke down. Everything you can name has happened. So when I've tried to apply for a job, it's not worked. So I'm like, okay, God, So what is this? So I'm just trusting him, and I just encourage you guys to do the same, to just know that seasons don't last. The hard times, they don't last forever. And even when you don't see it, God's already working it out. He's already figured it out. I mean, my babies walked through the door and filled up our refrigerator. Is that ideal for me? No. But God said, hey, I'm gonna put this on their hearts, and y'all are gonna have some groceries, and you're not gonna have to stress about that tomorrow. You're gonna have to tackle something else, but you won't have to stress about that tomorrow. So I'm pretty much done. I just want to leave you with a verse. It's Isaiah 41:10. It says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will hold you with my mighty righteous right hand. So just know, whatever you're going through, guys, it's gonna be okay. I know it's gonna be okay. These are tears of joy now. Before I was shamed, but these are tears of joy because I know that God's got me just like he's got every single one of y'all. So that's all I have.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. Just the difference in, I mean, you've always showed up and shared your heart, of course, but I feel like this vulnerability over this past, I don't know how long, it's just been, and your content's been bomb too, by the way.
Thank you.
Talking your Instagram. Okay, I love y'all. I'm not adding anything onto that. I don't think anybody needs to hear anything else after that. So I love y'all. Happy Tuesday. Good night.
Love you. Good night.